guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Dutchie and welcome to the next episode of Topics of Taboo, where today I speak all about orgasms, guys vs girls, and I'll also let you guys in on a little secret of how to achieve multiple orgasms. If you are new here, then thank you so much for clicking on my video. It means the absolute world to me. At the minute, I'm doing a series, as mentioned previously, called Topics of Taboo, where I talk about things that the internet and people aren't really talking about. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then definitely make sure to subscribe. The link is down in the description box. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so it'd mean the world if you could help me out with that one. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it informative or funny, so I know to keep doing more. And without further ado, let's discuss orgasms. So there is much speculation around the function and value of an orgasm. So what are the differences between male and female orgasms? Does one sex really have it better? To start off, we're going to talk about duration. The length of a woman's orgasm is much longer than a male's, with a female orgasm lasting around at least 20 seconds or longer, and a male's lasting between 3 to 10 seconds. In a National Australian survey, researchers found men had an orgasm in more than 95% of encounters, whereas women only experienced an orgasm 69% of the time. Lol. However, orgasms might have much less to do with gender and a lot more to do with the type of sex you're having. For example, a study of single Americans aged 21 to 26 found that while straight and gay men's rate of orgasm is similar, the rate of orgasm for women varies significantly by sexual orientation. Lesbians have around 12% more orgasms than straight women during sex, with 25% of gay women saying that they orgasm with every sexual encounter, and at least half saying they climaxed over 75% of the time. So woo! Go lesbians! Now this may be related to the duration of the actual sexual encounters that these women are having, as lesbian couples have reported an average length of 30 to 45 minutes in comparison to the average 15 to 30 minutes for a straight woman. Now, other explanations for this also point to genetics. A study of 4,000 female twins found that genetics actually predicts at least 1/3 of the probability of a female orgasming during sex. But what about the way an orgasm feels? A study of college students asked both men and women to describe their experience of an orgasm. Once the results were gathered, researchers disregarded all words in regards to specific genitalia. And after getting rid of those words, there was a very little distinguishable difference between the sexes. Regardless of gender, the brain stimulates blood flow to the genitals in the same way, and so too your heart. So your heart rate and breathing increase in exactly the same way. PET scans have shown significant differences in activation patterns during sexual arousal. However, the PET scans show that brain activation during an actual orgasm is identical for both males and females. The lateral orbital frontal cortex, which is responsible for controlling self-evaluation, reason, and control, shuts down during an orgasm in all genders, which makes sense, as you often lose control during an orgasm. And the similarities don't stop there. Most of you probably know that after intercourse, after you've orgasmed, you'll generally feel a sense of tiredness, sort of like rush over you. And this is primarily due to the release of a hormone called prolactin. Now, the hormone prolactin is released at a rate 4 times higher than when masturbating. This is why you don't get sleepy after a solo session. And while we once thought that spontaneous orgasms during sleep, also known as wet dreams, were only prevalent among men, a recent study reported that 37% of females have reported having nocturnal orgasms, with over 30% saying they'd had one in the past year. And now the part you've all been waiting for, multiple orgasms! Who wouldn't want to have multiple orgasms, honestly? If one's not enough, guys, keep on listening. So before doing my research, I thought that multiple orgasms were only sort of exclusively for women, as we lack a refractory period, but I have found that it is actually possible for you guys as males to have multiple orgasms too. Wild! Now, this is where we need to separate the term orgasm and ejaculation. So orgasm and ejaculation are two different things. So put simply, the orgasm is the party and the ejaculation is the confetti. Wow. Yeah. Now, although male orgasms often happen simultaneously with ejaculation, researchers documented that men are capable of non-ejaculatory orgasm that can actually occur prior to or after ejaculation. Now, the secret to having multiple orgasms is learning how to separate the two. So by separating orgasm with ejaculation, you can only throw the confetti once. Once you've thrown the confetti, you have to go ahead and clean it all up, and no one wants to be doing that more than once. This period, the time it takes for you to be able to ejaculate again, is called the refractory period, otherwise known as the resolution period. In this resolution phase, your genitals, everything that's coming back down to earth, going back to normal, changing back to their normal colors, sizes, blah, blah. And as mentioned previously, this is when you start to feel tired, everything's sort of slowing down and going back to normal. This is also the time your body's replenishing the sperm and getting ready to ejaculate again. This takes on average around 15 to 30 minutes. If you're younger, a little bit shorter. If you're older, a little bit longer. Now, in order for you guys to be having multiple orgasms, you guys need to be avoiding this refractory resolution period altogether. So how can you orgasm without ejaculating? Let me just answer that for you. Step 1 is to practice something called edging. Edging, or otherwise known as orgasm control, is when you get as close to orgasm as you can and then you bring it all back. So put simply, if 100% is obviously your orgasm and 95% you get to is like your point of no return. So you can't really stop there, you're gonna have to keep going to orgasm. You wanna get to around 80%. Then stop right where you are. Cease stimulation until your arousal comes down a bit. And then pick it back up again. The point of edging is to educate yourself on 2 things. The first thing is to be really in tune with your body. This helps you to learn the exact point when you orgasm or ejaculate. The second is to learn to have enough self-control to stop yourself when you get to that very close point. Step 2 is to bulk up. And when I say bulk up, I don't mean biceps or triceps, boy. I mean your PC muscles, or otherwise known as your pubococcygeus muscles. These muscles are in the floor of the pelvic cavity. Now, these are the ones you use when you try and stop a stream of pee. Stop the pee, clench, release the pee, unclench. If you have a penis, the PC muscles can stop ejaculation. Now, I'm sure you guys know how to work this sort of muscle out. If you don't, you sort of clench for a couple of seconds and let go, clench for a couple of seconds and let go, and do this a couple of times over every day. Let's do 3 sets of 20 every day for 3 weeks, and I promise you, you'll be ripped. Now, once you've strengthened these muscles and you go ahead and start with edging again, once you get to the point of no return, you clench these muscles, you will not ejaculate and you will get multiple orgasms without ejaculation. And like I said, this takes practice, it's not easy, but guys, it is definitely possible for you guys to have multiple orgasms without ejaculating. And girls, it's a lot easier for us. I've had multiple orgasms before, I'm sure you have too if you're watching. It's awesome, and because we don't have that refractory period, we don't really have to worry about that. But in saying that, there's also certain exercises we can do to strengthen our PC muscles as well. There's heaps of Kegel and pelvic floor exercises that you can do. You can just look them up on YouTube. There's heaps of them out there. And they really help with strengthening too. But yeah, in saying that, it is much easier for girls to experience multiple orgasms than for guys, but it is definitely possible. So go ahead and try some exercises out, guys. Honestly, it's not gonna hurt. At the end of the day, while sexual arousal is different for both men and women, the major differences in orgasm experience likely come down to the individual. Differences in physiology, anatomy, and psychology definitely play a huge role. So, in order to optimize your sexual experience, then get in touch with your body. Haha, pun intended. Now, I also did a video on masturbation last week, so if you guys want to go and watch that one, I'll put the link in the description box. I'll put a little link up here for you guys to go watch now. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it or found it informative, then please make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up so I know to keep doing more in the future. And comment anything down below that you want to talk about. Let's have a convo. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you don't want to miss another episode of Topics of Taboo, then definitely click the bell. If you've missed the others, I'll put a playlist up here now so you guys can go and catch up and binge watch Topics of Taboo. #tot. I'm also taking requests for this series on Twitter, so if you have anything that you want me to do, my Twitter handle is this. And yeah, just pop your requests in with the #TOT. and I'll do them for you guys. Or just comment down below or message me on my social media. They're all linked below too. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next topic of taboo on Monday. Bye.